Okay, now we're going to put multiple pictures under one mat. I have my mat open, and I also have my pictures open, and I have my pictures resized somewhat to fit the mat. Next thing I want to do is come to the Layers palette, simply click on the Ready mat, and drag it to the top layer, like that. Okay, next I'm going to turn off this little check mark, Auto Select Layer, because if I don't, it's going to automatically click the layer that's on the top, and I won't be able to work as well with the pictures below. So I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to work with this picture right here. I just turned that layer on. I'm going to move it and resize it right where I want it. Not forget my maintain aspect ratio chain. That's where I want it, and so I click the check mark. You will see that when I resized it, I covered up part of this picture here, and I'm going to fix that very easily. I'm just going to come to this layer, and I'm going to drag it below that layer, and it's gone. Okay, next I want to work with this layer, this picture here. Let's just rotate that a little bit. Move it up a little just to get it right in there. Just right. Make sure we've got our maintain aspect ratio chain on. That looks good. Click the check mark and go on to the next layer for the next picture. I'm going to rotate this one as well. Maintain aspect ratio. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Want to make sure her fingers show in this one. And click the check mark. And then let's go to this last picture here. We're going to rotate it. Just hold your mouse, instead of on the square here, you're just going to go right above the square so that you can rotate it. Get it in there, right where you want it. Maintain that aspect ratio. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Right there. Now, one thing that I've noticed when I'm looking at my picture is that our minds read left to right, and I would like for them in this picture to be looking at each other before they actually kiss. So I'm just going to change these two pictures around. I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to click this layer and move it over here instead, and then I'm going to choose this layer and move it over here. I'm just going to switch those around and readjust them. Now this picture is getting stretched pretty big, but that's okay because we've got it on the very bottom, so the other pictures are on top of it. It's not hurting any of the other pictures, not covering them up. Maintain aspect ratio, click the check mark, and then we're going to click on this layer here one more time and put it right where we want it. That looks good. And it's done.